Does your bandage match me? Yes. Oh, thank you. Look at Daddy. On today's episode of Free Unsolicited Cooking Knowledge, we'll be making zucchini cake. God, you're heavy. Oh my God, why isn't our walks making you lose weight? Welcome back, Little Spoons. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I'm what? The missing ingredients to your kitchen. On today's episode, as you saw, we are making zucchini cake and... Okay, chill. This recipe originates from my grandmother that got passed down to my mom, to me, and now I get to share it with you guys. And this is a true farm-to-table recipe today, which I'm super proud of because my zucchini were finally able to be harvested and they look amazing. And I'm so glad we decided to plant in the north field because, in my opinion, they did a lot better than last year's non-existent zucchini. Anyway, I'm excited to share it with you. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it. You know what, Little Spoons? Almost 100 episodes in, and I finally remembered to tell you, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I'm gonna go do that now. Now that your oven is preheating, I just kind of wanted to show you the star of this recipe before we fully get into it. And that is the zucchini that I harvested earlier today. Look at that. That might be a lot of seeds, so I may not even use that one, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, okay? These were like 4 in the field that were available. There were some other ones that were a little smaller. I'm gonna leave those. But this is the haul from this morning. So basically, I went out and harvested it early this morning. It looked like it was going to rain. So I rushed out there. I looked through the giant zucchini plants. Like, I am shocked at how big these zucchini plants are because comparative to last year where they were struggling, I don't even think we got 2 zucchini flowers, to be honest. But this is why you're supposed to rotate your crops and change where you're planting. So being in the north garden, clearly they are doing amazing. Basically, we kind of stopped watering the plants for a few weeks now, and this is just natural from the groundwater and from rain. Just wanted to show you that. It's fantastic. I'm super happy. All right, now that you've seen my haul, we're gonna get into the recipe, and I had my mom write out the recipe because the one that she has is so stained that I cannot like make out the writing. Here it is written out, and basically the instructions state that we're going to mix together all the wet ingredients before we do the dry ingredients. The wet ingredients include 4 eggs, 2 cups of oh, it's not wet ingredients. Because the sugar's not wet, but I guess it has to dissolve. Okay, ignore what I said before. So the first half of the recipe that we're going to mix is 4 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 cup of olive oil. Yes, my mom uses olive oil, and personally, I think it's fantastic. All right, let me get a bowl. Hold that thought. All right, I got a giant bowl. Thank you, Grandma. And I'm gonna start with my eggs because we all know, oh, Cody. Sorry for that interruption. Cody's here today, one of my crew members, and I might need to fire you. We were missing one of my key lights. Sorry. Okay, so we have our bowl, and I'm going to do the 4 eggs first because I am notorious for getting shells in the bowl. I think that if I went to chef school, I'd fail simply based on that. So I have my eggs here, my little free run, President's Choice, not sponsored yet. There would be a wicked sponsor, but until then, I bought them. All right, here we go. Also, I do the eggs first, even if I was perfect at cracking eggs. I just want to make sure I don't find worms in the eggs again, like Cody did the one time. Because I don't want to ruin the batch, you know? But these eggs look fantastic. All right, we have our 4 eggs. I'm just gonna kind of break up the yolks. The next ingredient is 2 cups of white sugar. I am still in search of nice containers. So 1 cup going in. Oh. 2 cups, it's a little more, it's fine. It's fine, it can be a little sweeter, all right. I'm just gonna give that a nice little mix. And the next ingredient is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Making sure it's not a tablespoon. Yes, teaspoon. Doing this with my left hand. There we go. And then the next one is 1 cup of oil. Again, I'm using olive oil. I'm sure you can use vegetable oil. I'm just keeping tried and true to my generational recipe here. And I have a 1/2 cup here because I still need my 1 cup for other dry ingredients. So I'm just gonna do 2 1/2 cups. All right, 1,000 years later. Okay, 1, 2. I'm gonna do a little bit of a mix. That is an interesting concoction, that's for sure. Don't like this smell either. Okay, we are solidified, and this is kind of what it looks like. It looks like glue, I'm not gonna lie. Very thick. All right, and now we're gonna be adding more dry ingredients, and the first thing going in is going to be 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And you know what we do on this channel, we do sift all the dry ingredients. Here we go, right on there. We're doing 3.5 level cups. All right, here we are, 1. 2. Oh my God. And 3, and then it says a 1/2. I just used my 1/2 with oil. I'm just gonna do 2/4 cups for that last little 1/2 of flour. 1 and 2. Perfect. We're gonna sift that in. Now that we have the flour in, the next ingredient is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I am not a clean baker, that's for sure. That teaspoon got wet, so we're gonna do 2 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda. Again, level, all right, 1 and 2. Okay, and then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1, 2, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. Here we go again. Friends, I'm on it, okay? I will get a salt container. So it says 1 teaspoon. So we have 1/2 of a 1/2 and the other 1/2. So 1 teaspoon. Perfect. And then 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. I hope I have enough. Oh gosh. Sorry, Cody, can you get that? Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so we have 1/2, 1. Oh, I might have just enough. 1.5. Also, just a little tidbit about cinnamon. If you love the holiday type coffees, we always do like drip coffee. We put cinnamon in the coffee grounds and your coffee tastes a little more, you know, festive. It's such a good little hack. I love it. And that's it for dry ingredients, because the next ingredient is the big mama of 2 cups of zucchini. So I'm just going to sift this and mix it, and then we'll get into the zucchini. All right, so we're sifting that, and good thing we did because there are chunks of something in there. Disgusting. All right, we're mixing this monstrosity. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to switch to a spatula because this isn't gonna end pretty. We've been down this road before, friends. Oh my gosh, my wrist. I have a volleyball injury that hasn't gone away, and this wrist is like a 90-year-old wrist. I don't know what to say. I'm not gonna fully overwork it, but this is what it looks like. I'll finish mixing it when I add the zucchini. I'm going to set this aside. And then the next ingredient it calls for is 2 cups of shredded zucchini with the skin on. I'm trying to see out of which one of these, probably this one. We are cutting the end off, and then the other end just slightly. I'm just going to grate it, shred it. I don't know what else you would say. Two cups, friends. Making a mess. I think that's 1 cup. That is gorgeous. All right, guys, 1 cup, and I'm just gonna think that's 2 cups. Yes. Mix that in somehow. Did I miss something?
4 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon cup of oil, 3.5 cups of flour, soda, salt, cinnamon, 2 cups of zucchini.
Is it supposed to? Okay, I'm gonna use my hands. I'm gonna get a glove on. Holy, talk about a workout. Okay, I had my mom come downstairs and just see, and she said, yes, it's supposed to be this thick. I don't want to toss the glove because I'm gonna have to mix again. This next part is kind of like a point of contention between Cody and I. I love walnuts. Usually we put walnuts and raisins, and then my mom does some with like chocolate chips. But what I want to do is walnuts in this batch. Cody, can I put walnuts in it if I do chocolate chips in yours? You're okay with walnuts in it in general, you just want added sugar. Okay, so the next ingredient, which is optional, you could do raisins, a cup of raisins, but if you're gonna do that, soak them in water for about an hour. We're not doing raisins this round. I am going to do 1 cup of walnuts, and then after I split them into 2 cakes, I'll put chocolate for Cody by request. It annoys me because I don't like the chocolate. I just love tasting the earthiness of the walnuts and zucchini.
And I like that, plus chocolate.
Okay, so I have my 1 cup of walnuts. They're like not really chopped. So I'm gonna try and do this with one hand. Got a different knife. And I'm just gonna, oh dear. I'm just going to break them up into little, like more bite-sized pieces. That was hard. I just don't have to mix it again. There we go. I need a sous chef. Houdini, where are you? There we go. And now I'm gonna mix it again. Holy, okay. I'm gonna set this aside. Now that the batter is made, the next step is classic to basically everything, every cake that my mom and grandma has made, from like banana bread, zucchini cake, and that is buttering and flouring the baking pan. So my mom got rid of the classic cake pans. 'Tis sad. And so I have these, and I know that these are silicone, but she said that she still butters and does the flour. It does add flavor to the exterior and a little bit of a crunch on the cake, so I like that. So I'm just gonna follow in her footsteps with that one. And I have a stick of salted butter here. It was in the freezer, but it's been sitting out for a few hours. It's still like solid, it's not like super soft. And I'm literally just painting the entire thing. And in case you're wondering, just because there's zucchini in it doesn't make this super healthy. And I don't care. I have been on a very unhealthy food tour this summer. Let's just say I think I'm keeping Taco Bell in business here in Welland. All right, now that they are buttered, I'm literally just gonna sprinkle in some flour, like very lightly. So what my mom used to do is she used to like shake it around the entire thing, let it stick to those walls. Oh, and I'm sure this is like a technique like that people normally use. And anything extra, okay. All right, we are all buttered and floured up on those 2 little cakes. And now the fun part is filling them. I'm literally just going to do a scoop in one, a scoop in the next. There's a fly. God, I hate summer for that. This is gonna take many years. Oh my gosh, get away. I'm trying to like make this even, and this is harder than I thought it was gonna be, to be honest. I'm kind of pushing it in place as well so that it like gets into like the corners and it's even. I think we're even. We have the cake batter in, but now I'm going to have to make Cody's special cake with extra chocolate. So let me grab those. I don't think these are semi-sweet. These are just milk chocolate kisses. I thought these were small chippets. Remember, Cody? I forget what recipe we did. Oh, it was your cannoli cake. I'm gonna do, I don't even know. I'm gonna have to like push them in somehow. Okay, I think that might be enough. I think it's mixed in pretty decently. See the things I do for you, Cody? Out of love.
I see them, I eat them.
All right, one last. Okay, this is what we look like. Chocolate chip, just walnuts. These need to go in the oven at 350 for an hour and 15 minutes. You heard that right, an hour and 15 minutes. To be honest, I'm going to check on this quite often just to see how it's rising, maybe run a knife through it, maybe at the 1 hour mark. I haven't made this recipe in my kitchen before, so I'm kind of curious how long it's gonna take. Maybe longer, to be honest, I don't know. But before I put them in the oven, I'm gonna put these on a tray so that in case they get too big, it doesn't drop into my oven. We're gonna keep mine on the right, Cody's on the left. All right, I'm gonna put these in the oven for an hour and 15 minutes and we will be right back. They smell amazing. This is what they look like fresh out of the oven. All right, I'm gonna let these cool down and then we're gonna be back for
TTT.
TTT, taste test time. All right, here we are. They came out of the molds just so easily and so beautifully. They're still pretty warm, but like I can handle them and hold them. This is what they look like. This is mine. This is Cody's with the chocolate chips. All right, I'm going to do something very controversial. I'm just gonna like cut them directly in half. I hope to God they're finished. I stuck a knife in them at the 1 hour and 15 mark and they were fine. And I have a serrated knife, so it like nicely cuts the cake. Oh, the outside is just beautifully crispy. I can tell the inside is so soft. Look at that. Hello? All right, I'm gonna cut this one. I don't know with the chocolate chips if it holds a little bit more moisture, but this one's for you, Cody. Oh, wow. It's almost like I should have added more chocolate. Oh my gosh, but that looks just as good. It's one. Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. This is what they look like on the inside. Just beautiful. So we are plated, and obviously before the taste test, I have to do the thing that I just think is the cardinal rule when it comes to warm cakes, and that is to load it up with a ton of whipped butter. And you already know what time it is, okay? Land O'Lakes, sponsor me. And it's still warm, so it just melts just beautifully. Do you want a lot of butter, Cody?
Is that a real question?
Like that?
I might be out.
We're loaded up with butter, and I'm going to give mine a taste test. Actually, yeah. Oh, here we go.
It's terrible, isn't it?
That is true farm to table right there. It just literally soaked in that butter and the warmth and the texture of the cake. It is so good. You can taste the cinnamon, the sweetness, the walnuts. Oh, it's so good. Oh my God. You ready to taste yours, Cody?
Yes.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
You're just shoving it all in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
His eyes are closed and he's nodding. I think he's in heaven, to be honest.
I'll take 14 of them. Please. Well done.
Thank you. You want one more piece? You make my culture very happy.
Your culture makes me very happy.
A match made in heaven. Here you go.
Thank you.
A double clean plate club. Literally can't go wrong with this. It is so freaking good. Thank you, my little spoons, for lasting this long in the video. I'm so happy I was finally able to share this recipe with you. Thank you, Grandma. It is such a nostalgic recipe and different. I feel like Cody really didn't know about zucchini cake until we kind of met. It's kind of an odd dessert to think of because zucchini, a lot of people don't associate it with sweet things, but I think that this encompasses the vegetable perfectly. This recipe has everything. It's sweet and I want to say earthy in a sense that's not off-putting. The texture on the outside is crunchy, the inside is soft. If you put butter on it, it adds another layer of salt and savory, and it's just perfect in my opinion. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, and I love the community that we are creating out here on YouTube, and I cannot wait to show you more farm to table recipes. Anyway, with that said, thank you, and you know what? Zucchini cake. See ya.